Yeah, so this is different. I'm about to just start yapping, but we gotta talk. Like, since Destiny Rising launched, we went through that honeymoon phase and things was popping for a bit, but like as of today, doesn't New Haven feel a little bit quieter? Like, matchmaking itself is taking like longer for people to connect. I know I was trying to do some content and I'm like, man, this is taking forever. So I was like, well, maybe I'm just playing at a dead time or something. I went on Gotcha Revenue just to look at the numbers, and Destiny Rising ain't doing so well. Like the downloads are down, the revenue is down. It made me beg the question, like, is this game dying? Like in the current state, I feel like it's doing well. Like we've got new content dropping. We've just got the ARM Enclave, you know what I mean? We got the Iron Games, which is currently live right now, which that mode is pretty fire. We've getting little tidbits of story content here and there about the mystery, the mysterious visitor, which based off of the most recent post on Twitter, I think we know who that is. Spoiler alert, it's Lady Efrideet. So they're still dropping stuff. Like we've got the latest patch notes. They're still investing into, different buffs on weapons and characters and stuff like that. But people still ain't playing. Why? I mean, maybe it feels like there's not enough loot to chase in the game. Like I know in Destiny 1 and 2, when it came to, looking for the loot, you had your specific god roles, Firefly, Dragonfly, or whatever, Rampage, and like more other perks that are like high end, that tailor towards elements like Incandescent, Jolting Feedback, Headstone, all these cool things that made the weapons pop. But from a weapon perk perspective, especially in this game right now, it just feels like all you want is damage, and that's kind of it, which doesn't really incentivize on chasing that particular god roll, right? I mean, and also from a armor build perspective, like building your character was kind of like the biggest thing that at least kept me playing Destiny 1 and 2 of, being the ultimate god of doing like a melee build or grenade build or whatever the case may be. But like when it comes to the artifacts, there's not a lot of like perks that really truly enhance a different kind of play style. Like you can either build into different ways to getting damage resist, or you can build ways of getting like additional like damage either into your abilities or in your like supers or whatever the case may be, which I mean, that's cool and all, but that doesn't give like a wide range of how people can like build their characters, right? So, I mean, outside of that, the content itself in the game from a play loop perspective, like strikes is kind of like the bread and butter for Destiny, at least from what I remember playing, like all the way in Destiny 1, the Taken King, even before then House of Wolves and all that, up until, the end of Destiny 2, which they started adding dungeons and stuff like that. The current setup or the list of strikes that they currently have in Destiny Rising ain't that much, and it's been a little bit since we got some new strikes, so hopefully that's in scope, which, looking at the roadmap it is, but all the content right now, since it came out, just feels pretty stale from like a gameplay loop perspective. Which again, big shout out to NetEase and the rest of them for dropping different ways to play, like the whole tower building mode where you've got the different turrets and stuff like that. And then you've also got spell racing, which is great, which they really need to lean heavily into that as well to kind of incentivize people to even, go into that mode, because the way it currently sits right now, like, ain't nobody playing it. We racing bots. We racing bots. When was the last time you had a full 6 of like human beings that you were racing around in like spell racing? Don't worry, I'll wait. And don't say in September, October, because that's when the game dropped. Like since then, I mean, outside of the Christmas event, which was actually pretty cool, ain't nobody really playing Spell Racing League right now, which is, man, it feels bad, man. It feels bad. But like the bread and butter stuff, like strikes and all that, I hope they deliver, because the way that the game fits right now, it just seems stale like some old ass bread. But I mean, at least we got a roadmap, so we know what we're getting, right? Like from seasons 2 to 4 when they first dropped that. We've got a resolution to the Pinnacle energy, because at the time people were like, I need more energy, I don't have enough chance to play. So hopefully they come a resolution on that. And then we've got a whole plethora of new content that's coming. We've got the Red Sea area that's about to drop, We've got new Gauntlet Onslaught. We've got a whole major system change. They're gonna do a new light experience rework, which, you know, Destiny 2 or Bungie, they've been trying to do that for a minute. New light experience is trash. Like it's completely garbage. But from what this game started and bringing like the different showcases of their abilities and other verbiage and stuff, like they're doing a fantastic job of like educating the player base of like what, you know, verbs mean what. So I do have high hopes on how they'll kind of revamp that new player experience. But again, what about the returning players? Like what's going to make people log back into the game, right? So again, dungeons, I'm hoping that they decide to lean in heavily towards that, of adding like some additional end game kind of experiences, so that we have something else to play and grind into. And you know, you can have the 1%ers that's trying to get high in the leaderboards on that. That'll keep their appetite going, and possibly having like, you know, these like first races, just like they did with the latest raids that they came out with. The most recent one was like Crota, which, you know, they're coming out with Super Bowl rings, which that's dope. You know what I mean? Like that's way better in the belt in my own purview. I mean, you guys let me know if y'all rather have a belt than a Super Bowl ring that got real diamonds on it. You know what I mean? But even after all that, like with the numbers and where they sit right now, and matchmaking taking forever and a day just for you to either get paired with bots or just sit there endlessly just trying to do an activity that you're trying to get done, like I think the game will bounce back. Like season 4 feels like a whole new expansion drop. Like it's a super large update. We're getting a brand new area which is going to come out with brand new weapons and brand new things to explore and chase, probably with new emblems, stuff like that. You know, we've got new end game activities that's supposed to be dropping, which whatever that looks like. We've got Lady Efrideet, which again, you know, from a monetization standpoint, if they don't fumble her design, people are gonna go outside pockets for her. Like I know it. Just like they did with Gwen. When Gwen dropped, people were like, oh, mommy Gwen, they gotta go crazy on her. They'll probably do something similar to Lady Efrideet, where people will just throw money at it, which I'm all with it. But again, we're supposed to get new strikes as well. I hope the strikes cook, and please don't just drop one new strike. Like give us like 3, 4 for us to light into the appetite and satiate ourselves into getting some new content. Don't just give us one. We need a handful of them so we can get that new experience in. We've also got new story or new campaigns, so that's going to be exciting to have, to see how the story continues to evolve. With all of the story beats up until now, like I was anticipating us going to the moon, but with the Red Sea Rift expanding on Earth, that's still cool too. But if they add 2 new areas instead of just 1, you know, we're gonna be eating. But again, we're getting all of this new stuff. We're getting the rework on the new light experience. We're getting new weapons. You know, that's gonna be a guarantee. They'll probably drop a new handful of active artifacts for us to chase. Again, I just hope that they really, you know, apply some additional influence on the character building aspect. Maybe like reducing cooldowns and abilities, or having like other nuances to do things differently, where new verbs or new kind of actions take place when activating certain abilities. I think that will be really good for them to kind of spice up the character building piece of that, which can also work with other characters' kits, because again, the way it looks right now, doing a dodge to give me additional damage resist, at the end of the day, is still just giving me additional damage resist. Like I need something that's gonna make the gameplay loop be more refreshing to use these characters on. But even after all that, with what they're providing with a roadmap perspective, which is great, I hope they continue to do that. I want to see more like blog posts, just kind of giving us an idea of like where the developers' heads are at, where they want us to go, receive additional feedback. Even without all that, will they cook? Honestly, like I think so, especially where the state of Destiny 2 is right now. Like players are really itching for like that Destiny experience, and way that Bungie is currently investing into Destiny 2. I mean, even with the most recent like Tuesday patch, it was like 3 bullet points. They ain't really got much going on, since now they're like heavily investing in Marathon, which Marathon just dropped, and we looked at the numbers and the whole climate around the game. It's not, I don't know what's going to happen to Bungie. I'm gonna keep my hands up in the air like this, because I mean, I hope nobody lose their jobs, but I also hope that they sell the IP to NetEase completely and just let them have full reign to put like this game on console and other platforms instead of us playing through like an emulator. Like, come on, man, like we really playing off of an emulator. Let's just put it on PC. Just make it easy for everybody. And I think that's gonna bring more players, allow them to play. The social features is already cooking. You know, we've got additional incentives on top of that, like different stickers, animated emotes and stuff like that, which is always great to see, like the chat vibing and everybody talking about Destiny related items, or, you know, even getting personable and just making new friends, which is something that Bungie seems to struggle for players to do. But I really have high hopes, so we'll see how things go. But I mean, that's kind of what I think about the state of the game. What do you guys think? Do you guys think, you know, NetEase is going to cook with Destiny Rising on Season 4? Do you think Lady Efrideet is going to be enough to kind of give that pulse back into the player base so we can stop waiting for matchmaking like forever? Do you think they're going to expand the game into other platforms to kind of expand, you know, the reach? Because just being on mobile, who's playing directly off of mobile? And if you are, hey, shout out to you, you must be the GOAT, but I can't play off the screen. Like, I'm hooking up my controller to the phone if I'm playing on the go, which is cool, but I'm mostly playing on PC. That's just what it is. Let me know in the comments of what you guys think. I read through all the comments, and again, I appreciate the love and support that you guys have done for the channel and for myself, you know, since doing this thing. And if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that way you can keep up to date with all the Destiny related items that we talk about here. And, you know, I'm going to be live streaming as well once the content drops on the 26th. So mark your calendars for that. But without that, hope you guys have a great rest of your week.